Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm kind of new to this video thing, so you're going to see my eyes darting all over the place trying to read the notes as I kind of go through this thing. But this video is going to go through the buying process. And purchasing a home can be one of the most expensive and most exciting investments in your whole entire life. And you want to make sure you get a right team surrounding you to help you take care of that. In the beginning, the first two people you need to kind of pick out the agent that you want to use and the lender that you want to use, not necessarily in that order, because again, you may have a referral from a lender to a realtor, or a realtor to a lender, or even a family friend may give you one or the other. Either way, you still need both parties. I do feel the lender is kind of the most important person in the process because, well, they're the ones supplying the money. And there are definitely a lot of things that make lenders different or loans different. Most people go for interest rate, and don't get me wrong, interest rate is very important, but there are other things that are equally as important. For example, service, of course. We all like Nordstrom service with Costco pricing. But to be able to get someone with an H-1 visa, or someone that's self-employed, maybe you don't have perfect credit score, or your down payment is not perfect. All of these things can affect your loan or the ability to get one. So the quality of the lender really makes a huge difference. Just super important. Please take note of that. Also, so now you've got your lender and your realtor picked out. What I like to do is sit down in person or via Zoom call, depending on the situation. And what I like to do is kind of review the real estate market, kind of past and present. And the reason why I look at the past is to kind of give you an idea of what your dollar will buy, and to be able to kind of set your expectations. So if you're looking for something 3 bedrooms, 2 bath with a view, we have to kind of see what that's going to cost, and the past kind of helps us with that. And then obviously the present, you're looking at what's currently available, and can sometimes be tricky trying to actually figure out where you want to live. Again, sorry, I got to read my notes here, but family focused, downtown, walkable to VTA, hiking areas, and then of course everyone wants top rated schools. The next thing is really kind of understanding the quality of the home. That's big on my part. Who built it? When was it built? How old's the roof? What type of roof? Copper plumbing, galvanized plumbing, custom-made cabinets, prefab cabinets, retrofit windows, new construction windows. The list goes on. I like to use automobiles as a kind of an example, but if you're looking at a brand new Kia, and it may look better than an old Mercedes, but an old Mercedes is definitely going to have more quality than the Kia, and over a long time, the Kia is going to wear out much faster. And I hope I'm not offending any Kia owners out there, but I'm just saying that quality really does matter, and you need to know the difference. Bright and shiny isn't always the best one. Next is the actual process of showing homes. This can be super fun, super exciting, and also get really super tedious and boring. But the first thing we do is the first few homes we look at, really I have no intentions of making those the homes that you're making an offer on. It's really for me to be able to get a better idea of what you guys like or what you like in a home. And I know I showed you some past homes online and all that stuff, but being in person and seeing what an open kitchen looks like versus a galley kitchen, just helps me get a better feel for really what you're looking at. And depending on the type of real estate market we're in, now when I wrote this video, we're definitely in a seller's market, which can be flat out frustrating and a pain in the butt. But setting expectations is super important. Sorry, reading my notes here. There's a number of reasons. One, we don't want to set the goal too high. For example, would be expectations are 2,500 square foot single family home in Santa Clara County in a great neighborhood under $1 million. Yes, that exists every once in a while, but your chances are slim to none, and I just want to make sure that we're not set up or setting the expectation that high. By using past sales in different areas, I can really show you what to expect. All right, so at this point, you've been qualified for a lender, and you got me as your agent, which is kind of cool. So the next thing we do is, yes, I'm going to set you up on a multiple listing service, auto email, so that new listings come to both you and me. But I'm also going to be taking the time every day to review off-market, coming soon, and kind of looking outside the box that we've set to make sure we're not missing anything. And then I also kind of like to say I don't care what app you guys use to look at homes, look for homes. It's just if you see something, bring it to my attention just as much as I'm going to bring it to yours. Something might slip through the cracks on my side because I thought it was a busy street, and maybe you don't think it's a busy street. So again, more sets of eyes on it, the better. Scrolling down the page here. So let's say we found a property, and in a seller's market, you can generally anticipate having inspections and disclosures up front. And what this means is before you make an offer, you actually get to see what's good, bad, and ugly about the property. And what I mean by good, bad, and ugly is a roof that's 10 years old isn't necessarily bad, but you definitely have to know that in 15 years you may need to replace it. It could be anything. Again, just the type of plumbing, updated kitchen, water damage, permits, expansion without a permit, everything. But the main thing is we read through all these inspections and disclosures, and you're generally going to be making, in this market currently, what's called an as-is offer. And when you are at least getting to see what's going on with the house before you write an offer, it just kind of gives you a better feel. You don't want to go in expecting a perfect house to find out it's not. It's better to read that stuff first. Okay, so the next step would be writing the offer, and we base that off of the inspections we read and the disclosures we looked at. And this is super important to me. The first couple offers you write, I'm going to go line by line on the contract to make sure you understand what all the terms mean, what the expectations are of the seller, the buyers, everything. It's a very detailed. It does take a little while the first time, but it should give you a little bit of comfort, and then also it covers my butt, because if I've explained it to you, well, I've explained it to you. If everything goes as planned, we would now be in contract because our offer was accepted. And at this point, we would do any additional inspections. We might have a contractor come look at the house. Of course, mom and dad might look at the house, a brother or a sister, or something like that. And again, we're in contract, but we're not all the way through. So you basically still would have what's called contingencies. And depending whether you have them or don't have them, or which ones you do have. But you generally have what's called a property condition contingency, a loan contingency, and appraisal contingency. And each one of those has to be removed in writing after it's been satisfied by either the lender, yourself, or a combination of their, of all of that. So now, again, the inspections are complete, everything's good, the loan is running through, and now the contingencies can be removed. And once you remove the contingencies, what you're basically telling the owners or the sellers is that you are moving forward to close this transaction. And well, now it's time for the lender to get the money down to the title company. I'll explain that in just a couple seconds here, but once the lender writes the loan docs and they send them to the neutral party, a title company, you go down or remotely sign the documents that your lender has, basically your loan paperwork, and you're going to go ahead and sign that. And then the title company really a COVID thing in the middle of my video. Wow, that was loud. Well, that's a first. Wow. 2020, yay. Again, now you're going to be instructed to get the remainder of your down payment down to title. So basically, if you're doing an 80-20 loan, 80% is covered by your lender, 20% is covered by down payment. So now the title company would give you the breakdown of what those funds are, and then you would most likely do a wire transfer and get the funds down to title. So now once the lender has sent their 80% of the loan, or whatever percent the lender is providing, and you have sent the rest of the loan, the title company will what's called close the transaction, and you guys will officially become the owners or the new owners of the house. This was a really quick run through, and again, I apologize. I'm new at this video thing, and even with that COVID thing going off, that was pretty funny. I'd love to answer any of your questions, so please, if you want to talk to me more about it, just give me a call, 408-314-7070. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.